Hey everyone, this is Mike from the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today we're looking at Cthulhu Death May Die from Simon Games. Disclaimer, this is a review copy, and in this case I only have the core set, so I'm going to limit the playthrough and also my review video, which you can watch separately to that. This game, like the Arkham Files games from Fantasy Flight, is focused on tales inspired by H.P. Lovecraft and his monsters and mythos. But in this case, it's all focused on the action. The idea is to summon an Elder One, the Great Old One, to this world and then murder them. So less about kind of like stopping the thing from appearing and actually trying to get them on this earth. So a nice little spin there. We're going to go through setup quickly, go over the basic rules of the game, and then do a full playthrough, see if we survive. Probably not. If you'd like to skip any of that and get to the action, check the timestamps in the video description. So our first step is to choose an Elder One, which is what they call them in the game, to face off against. Here I'm doing Cthulhu. In the core set that I have, you only have 2 of these guys, but I think there's at least 1 available for purchase right now, and I think another one coming. And you'll see they each have their own set of contents, so we've got some nice big miniatures you'll see soon, and some specific cards and tokens just for Cthulhu. Then separately, you choose an episode. There are 6 in the core box, all part of what they're calling Season 1. And then a Season 2 expansion is coming with 6 more episodes and 10 more investigators you can play as. And once again, you got a lot of specific contents just for this episode. And the episode determines the map setup and also kind of all the starting tokens and enemies in the game. So very important here. I'm going to turn this over for some specific rules for the scenario as well as the opening flavor text. I'm doing episode 3, which is the Danse Macabre. A fancy dinner party with masked dancers and featuring exotic animals from the Orient. Oh, to be rich and pointless. But this time a cult is in attendance, using the dance to blend in and set up the summoning. We've got to find the sorcerers and kill them before they use the dancers as the first course. So as you'll see, I've got the map set up. In this case, you've got the first floor with the ballroom and kind of this little exterior place going over to the waterfront. And then the second floor, you can travel between them with these little green tokens here up here, so you got kind of a little split thing, and the only way to travel is between those 2 spaces. And the episode and Elder One together determine the monsters you'll face. So here, Cthulhu is determining the cultists, who have 2 health, and this determines how many dice they roll against you. Some people have special powers, but the cultists don't. And then Cthulhu's got a single really, really tough star spawn that he brings to the board. And then for the episode, we've got Deep Ones, our old friends from Innsmouth, attacking with not too much, but if they deal wounds, they spawn more of themselves. Lovely. And then a Hunting Horror, who can bounce all over the board and does a lot of damage. Cthulhu has his own special cards. It starts with Stage 1, which will say whenever he advances, you'll see how that works, but basically when you build up too many Mythos cards, he'll move forward and do something terrible. In this case, he'll put Relia tokens on the board, and then he'll summon cultists to every single one, and then he'll also summon the star spawn or move it if it's not already on the board. But then you've also got Stage 2, 3, and 4. Basic idea is you've got to summon Cthulhu to the world by disrupting the ritual, and once you do that, you got to kill him 3 times each time. In this case, he has 12 life, and he'll get stronger and stronger because all these effects and these dice he's rolling get added together until he's just totally wrecking you if you can't kill him fast enough. And all this is tracked on our handy board over here. We've got our main man himself. Look at this guy. He's going to move along these spaces. If he gets to the red, he'll appear in the real world, although we can summon him earlier if we can make that happen. Once he appears, this token will take his place. If he gets to the end here, we lose automatically. And we also lose if one of us dies before he's summoned, or before the ritual is disrupted, I should say, and if all of us die otherwise. So once he's able to be attacked, we can have some of us die. We also have a few card decks to prepare. So just from the episode, you've got a deck of Discovery cards. There are 15 of these. And they have special little events in the center, and they'll often give you either positive or negative effects. They get slid underneath your character cards and kind of give you bonuses or penalties. And again, this is unique just to episode 3, so you have an entirely new one of these for each episode. You additionally have 16 Mythos cards. In this case, half of them come from the Elder One, and half of them come from the episode. So you get a nice little mix of activations and events and terrible things and spawns for both of the things you've chosen to play with. Finally, you pick your investigators that are going to go against Cthulhu in this case. So I've got Fatima here, and to show you kind of all the setup, you start with your sanity all the way on the left, and the interesting thing about this one is that as you become more insane, you actually become stronger. So you'll progress along, you'll level up whenever you reach one of these red spaces, and also some of them will give you bonus dice to roll. But if you get all the way to the right, then you're driven too insane and you die. So you got to kind of walk the tightrope there. Additionally, each character has 3 skills. The top one is unique to that character, so only they will ever have this. In this case, Fatima has the Read the Omens ability that lets her cancel the first Mythos card she draws and draw a new one, and that also heals stress for her. Stress is over here, along with health. Stress is basically a mitigating factor. You can use it to re-roll any die, and health, of course, if it goes all the way down, you die. But then she's also got Arcane Mastery, which gives her better odds with successes on dice rolls, and Swiftness that lets her run further. And all this stuff can be leveled up to ridiculous levels. Like, all these things are kind of insane once you get them really pushed far. Additionally, she has an Insanity card drawn at random from a deck of these. So in this case, she's got a Psychotic Outbreak. Basically, whenever she reaches one of these red spaces, this will trigger. In this case, she'll move to the nearest space with at least one figure, and she'll deal damage to everyone. So that could be used to help or hurt me, based on whether my ally or enemies are close to me. We've also got Ian, our war veteran. His special one is Vengeance Obsession, which basically means when he gets attacked, he does damage to the people attacking him. He can also attack better at close range, and he also runs. And he's got a fear of crowds. He's going to suffer stress for every other person on his space. So he's best staying by himself or finishing people off. So they're going to kind of want to stay separate from each other based on that. Just to randomly determine a first player, we'll say that Fatima will be any exclamation point, because that's 50% of the sides on the die. And Ian will be no exclamation point. So in this case, it will be Ian taking the first turn. So to go through the basics of a turn, you see kind of a little summary here right on the character card. So first, your character takes up to 3 actions. Then they draw the top Mythos card, which will have usually 1 to 3 effects to resolve. Summoning monsters, moving the Elder One closer to their victory condition, and other bad things. Then you'll investigate or fight. Basically, if you're on a space without any monsters, you'll get to draw from the Discovery deck, which can give you upgrades and other cool things. If you're on a space with monsters, each of them will get to attack you and potentially hurt you. And finally, you do end of the turn effect. That's where you'll check if the Elder One advances and other bad stuff happens if you're on fire. Lots of fun little things. But most of the game is taking these 3 actions and then resolving the other effects. Now, to review the main actions real quick, you've got 4 that are always available to you. So first is running. And you can generally move up to 3 spaces. Now, both of these characters have the first level of swiftness, so they can move 4. And enemies do not stop you from moving in any way, shape, or form. But what they do is follow along with you if you leave their space. So eventually you could get mobbed by a ton of guys. So like if Fatima wanted to go here and then here, she would drag this cultist with her. And then if she moved 2 more, she can get all of them in one space and get herself killed in that case, since she doesn't have any way to deal with a ton of guys yet. And I should note that to move between spaces, you need to have arrows going toward both sides. So, for example, here's a little doorway going that way, but a sink here, so you can't go through there. So here we'd have to run around. And some of the tiles have multiple spaces. This is a single tile, but has 2 little rooms on it. The second action is attacking, and for both these characters, they don't have any range capability, so they'd have to be in the same space. And for any test in the game, including attacking, you always roll these 3 basic black dice. An exclamation point means a success, so when you're attacking, that means damage to the enemy. A little elder sign means nothing unless you have an ability like Fatima's Arcane Mastery that lets you use them. And then finally, a tentacle result advances your insanity, which again will both level you up but also bring you closer to defeat. Many effects and abilities will give you these bonus dice as well. They don't have tentacles, they only have exclamation points and stars, so better for your characters. For every damage you do, you place a damage token on the enemy. If you equal or exceed their damage, they are defeated. And generally speaking, you can't split the results of one attack among enemies in your space, although Ian, with his brawling power, does gain that ability if he levels it up. Now, as I noted before, you can use your stress to mitigate your results. For each stress point you use, you can reroll 1 die, and you can reroll them as much as you want, as many times as you want, until you get down to being fully stressed and can't do that anymore. And that comes to another one of the actions, the rest action. You can only do this if you're in what's called a safe space, which is where there are no enemies. And that lets you heal 3 divided as you choose. So you could heal like 2 stress and 1 health if you had taken 1 damage. But you can never heal your insanity. That's going to progress and progress until you either win or die. The final action, if you're on a space with 1 or more other investigators, is to trade items and allies and stuff between yourselves. You're not going to have any of those at the start, but you might gain them from the discovery effects. Finally, the episode itself has some special actions, always two. In this case, I'm trying to find the sorcerers hiding among these partygoers and get them all to the waterfront, where I guess I can kill them. So I've got two actions to help me with that. Interrogate lets me turn over up to 2 face-down ballgoers in my space, and I leave the sorcerers face up, so I know where they are. And another action, Usher Ballgoer. For one action, I can move a ballgoer, even if it's a sorcerer, up to 2 spaces away. That's how I get them to the waterfront. And you'll see here, to disrupt the ritual, I have to get all 4 sorcerers face up in the waterfront at the same time. And now there's 2 on the top floor, 2 on the bottom floor. When the Elder One advances, in addition to their own ability, I also have to turn all sorcerers face down and shuffle them with the ballgoers in their space, so that's annoying. And then some effects will kill ballgoers, but if they're a sorcerer, they just get flipped face up. You never have a sorcerer get destroyed unless you are taking them all out at the end. All right, without further ado, let's have Ian resolve his turn. So again, his skills, first level Brawling lets him get a bonus green die whenever he attacks at close range and someone in his space. When he gets attacked, if he takes any wounds, he'll deal 1 wound to that person and he'll heal 1 stress. And then finally he gets to run for 4 instead of 3 with that action. So he's currently a better fighter than Fatima, and if he levels up his Brawling, he can hit a lot of people in the same space. So I think I might have him take care of some cultists and have Fatima start trying to track down the sorcerers. So he can move 4, he'll go 1, 2, 3, and I think he'll end up in the ballroom. There's some tokens there that could help. The reason I did that, by the way, I want him to attack twice and hopefully defeat both these guys. So I wanted to gather them together with my moves so I didn't have to move again to fight some more. So for his section action, he's going to attack one of the cultists. So they just have 2 basic health and no other special powers. Rolling 3 dice plus his 1 green from his level 1 Brawling skill. And I'm looking for exclamation points. Oh, and that was a yucky roll. So he's got up to 4 stress to spend. So let's go and use 1 on this tentacle first. Try to get a success. There we go. And now we'll just re-roll this one, because this can't get a tentacle, but it has the same 50% odds of getting a success. So we need 1 more to kill this guy. Let's use another stress. No, let's use a 3rd stress. There we go. Okay, so that is a kill. So the cultist is removed. Back to the pool. And just to show you what his stress looks like, he's 1 away from the end. And this is more important than just re-rolling. A ton of these discovery cards will let you get cool things like allies if you have enough stress to spend, and won't let you get anything if you don't. So it's not great to be low on stress at the end. But it's also not great to be attacked by a cultist. So let's try to take out the other guy. I only have 1 reroll left possible. But in this case, I don't need it. I did kill him right off with 2 exclamation points, 2 successes. I'm getting 1 insanity, but that's not too big of a deal. So I defeat the other cultist. My insanity moves 1 toward my first level up. I'll note, by the way, that you always stop on these spaces, even if you would gain more insanity. So, for example, if I was right here 1 away and then I took 3 tentacles in a single roll, I would still stop right there. So that's something you can kind of play with as you go. All right, so now I'm going to resolve a Mythos card. Move each cultist 1 space toward you. In each space that has at least 1 cultist, kill 1 face-down ballgoer. If it was a dancer, summon a cultist in that space. Oh man, so they're just converting these rich people over. All right, so our 2 cultists upstairs move here, and they're going to kill 1 person here. So there we go, that's 1 gone, and another cultist summoned. Jeez. Down here, he's going to come over here, and another 1 gone. All right, so now that means we're going to get attacked by 2 cultists when I thought we'd be attacked by nobody. That's not great. So now we get to the investigate or fight phase of the turn. Since there are enemies on his space, it is not a safe space. He does get attacked by each each enemy in his space. He can choose the order here, it doesn't matter. So first cultist attacks and totally misses. They don't do anything with stars. That was great. Second cultist attacks and let's roll that cocked die. Oh my gosh. All right, so no damage at all, which also means that his ability when he gets wounded to hurt them back does not trigger. Let's finally resolve the end of the turn. In this case, the Elder One did not advance, and there's no fire or anything, so we're just going to skip to Fatima's turn. So quick reminder that she'll be able to draw a second Mythos card if she wants to, and get some stress back when she does so. She can count 1 star as a success right now, 1 Elder Sign, so that gets better as she goes, but she's got a little bit more mitigation there. And she can also run 4 spaces. So let's see, she could run up to the green space up there and try to kill some of those cultists, but the best she could do would be to kill 2 of them. But it is better with her Psychotic Outbreak Insanity card to be away from my other guy, Ian, so let's try that out. So she can run 1, 2. And it is just one move to move between connected spaces like that. Now that she's up here, let's see. So these blue, red, and yellow spaces, these are summoning spaces, so monsters might appear there. Don't really want to be right next to there. So let's go 3, 4, move to this balcony where these 2 party guests are. I will try to defeat 2 of these cultists, survive their attack back, and then finish off the 3rd one next turn. So Fatima does not have Brawling. She doesn't get a 4th die, but she does get to count 1 Elder Sign as a hit, so that should help her out. Oh my gosh. Huh. Now, that's an interesting choice because even though it seems like a terrible result, she's only 1 more tentacle away from getting her Insanity card to activate, which will deal 2 wounds to every other figure in her space, which will defeat these cultists altogether. So, heck yes, I'm not rerolling that. I like that. So she does do 1 damage to the cultist she was targeting, but more importantly, her Insanity moves to 1 space away from activating her effect. And now she'll attack again. It might as well be the same one. She's just hoping for 1 tentacle with her final action. Okay, there we go. So that's 2, but don't forget, she only needed 1 more, so she's going to stop on the brown space. She does not trigger the 2nd tentacle. So she moves up to there. Her Insanity effect says she moves to the closest occupied space. She's already on it and does 2 damage to everybody else there. So in this case, her Psychosis was her friend. 3 cultists defeated in moments. Now, this particular level up does not give her a bonus die, but once she reaches there, she'll get +1 green die on all of her rolls. So now we have to pick which of these to level up. So Swiftness says she would get 1 free run action every turn. That's insane. That means that she would have basically 4 actions a turn instead of 3. Arcane Mastery lets her count every star as a success instead of just 1. Also great. And then finally, Read the Omens. She gets to see both Mythos cards instead of having to see the first one discarded and then draw a new one. She gets to pick which one is worse. And then she still heals 2 stress when she does that. So I think the action economy, trying to track down these sorcerers, is going to be most important at first. So I'll give her the free run, but then we'll probably move on to these other things. Okay, now she draws her own Mythos card. So this is a common type of card. This icon here is going to go near the deck. And whenever you build up to 3 of those cards, you will advance the Elder one and do their negative actions. So it says if a star spawn is on the board, he is not. Each investigator in its space loses 2 sanity, then it moves 2 spaces towards you. Yikes. But in this case, we're just going to summon the star spawn to the board. This guy's a 7 health monster that does 3 dice and can also inflict extra insanity if you're on a Relia space. Here he is. So cute. Looks just like his daddy. So he's going to pop up here on the 2nd floor, pretty close to Fatima. Now, I forgot to say, with Fatima's Read the Omens ability, she could have put that on the bottom of the deck and drawn a new one and regained 2 stress, but I actually didn't think this card is too bad. That guy's going to always pop up anyway whenever Cthulhu activates, so I didn't really mind that, since that's the only effect on it. And also, she didn't need the 2 stress healing because she's at full stress already. Now, since she is in a safe space, I get to draw the top Discovery card. That's right, so this one has a lot of animals since there was a menagerie at the party. So it says gorilla, just a big gorilla. You may take 2 stress to claim the gorilla if you do not claim the ensorcelled condition. So like I said, a lot of these effects will be positive if you have stress left to spend on them. So it says companion, animal, gorilla, rar. He has 3 health, no other abilities. A lot of them will give you bonuses. In this case, he can just take damage for me up to 3 and then he's discarded forever. Now the negative would be ensorcelled. When you claim this card, choose a space with any face-up sorcerers and any face-down ball-goer tokens. Turn all tokens in that space face down and shuffle them. That wouldn't affect me right now, but a lot of times cards will affect you based on having these negative conditions. So I'm definitely going to take the gorilla in this case since I have the stress to spend. So Fatima has a animal friend. You slide her right under so that only the relevant part is showing. She does have to spend 2 stress for that. And now if she took the trade action while in the same space as Ian, then he could get the gorilla from her. So you can trade those kind of cards back and forth. You cannot trade the conditions, though. So if she had been ensorcelled, she could not give that sorcerer stuff to Ian. Now we get to the end of her turn. We don't have 3 of these yet. No fun Elder One effects, so we can move on. Ian's got some new friends to punt, so let's use his first of 3 actions to fight with his +1 from Brawling. Okay, I don't terribly mind the insanity, but I do want another success. So I'll use my last stress to try to finish this guy off. Ah, yes, awesome. Okay, so we got him. So we're now fully stressed, which means we can't re-roll anything. And unfortunately, to take the rest action that would give us 3 stress back, we would need to be in a safe space without any enemies, so can't do that. And he did get 1 insanity, so he's a little bit closer to triggering that. Remember, that will give him stress if he's in a space with other people. But if he's alone, he heals all of his stress. That would be awesome. So let's try to get him alone with a 2nd action attacking. All right. Oh, wow. Yeah, that'll work. So he can't reroll anything. He's got 4 successes, so this guy's totally dead, but he's additionally going to move his insanity twice, which will trigger his ability. And it's important to say that the effects of your roll are applied before your insanity moves. So I'll get to kill this guy before I check if I'm alone or not. So then this advances. And again, Fear of Crowd says, if you are alone, heal all of your stress. So ploop, that was beautiful. And for him, I could also get the free run. If I do his Vengeance Obsession, he'll deal 1 wound to each enemy in his space whenever someone hurts him. So he could just hit them a ton. And then Brawling, he'll be able to spread his successes around his entire space. So if he rolls like he just did 4 successes in 1 hit, he could spread them around all the enemies in his space. And eventually this will let him deal his damage to everyone in his space. Oh, that's really hard to avoid because the deep ones will spawn more deep ones as they hurt us, which makes me think Brawling's probably the way to go for him, even though the free running would be nice. So Ian's attack went so well, he has 1 action left. We can flip 2 of these guys for a single action. Try to find the sorcerers. That's a no, and that's a no. Jeez, come on. All right, now Ian will draw a Mythos card. Sound the alarm. So another one of these, 1 away from Cthulhu activating, which will also hide the dancers I've found. Move all face-down ball-goer tokens 1 space toward the starting space. Then turn face down any sorcerers in spaces with face-down ball-goers. Shuffle all ball-goer tokens in these spaces. Well, I guess I'm lucky I didn't find one. So, geez, let's see. This guy's going to run down to the first floor. They'll go there. These people will all go over there, far away from Fatima. Annoying. And then here, they'll just run right into the room with a flying monstrosity. That makes sense. And all 4 of these guys will go into the ballroom. And this guy, plus the 2 I flipped over, will go down there. All right, Ian is in a safe space. You'll get to draw a discovery card. Suit of Ancient Armor. The suit is enchanted. The owner likely has no idea. Okay, I might claim it, or I may claim the ancient spirit inside of it as a companion. So let's see. You may discard this card before you are attacked. Prevent all attacks against you this turn. That's pretty great. Or Ancient Spirit. When attacking, gain 1 green for each ensorcelled condition card you have. But I don't want to have ensorcelled. So I'm going to take the armor itself, which costs me no stress. And later on in the game, as I'm sure will happen when I have 50 guys trying to kill me, that'll be a nice thing to have. Okay, we're not quite to Cthulhu advancing, so no end of turn effects. All right, so Fatima has her free run action now from her swiftness upgrade, plus her 3 regular actions. It's unfortunate that the big guy's right here, and she's not on a space with anybody, so I guess she'll use the free run just to go right here. So for her first regular action, she can flip over. Ooh, we found a sorcerer. The problem is this guy's in the middle of a ton of party goers, which means any of those effects could hide where he is. And even if I moved him 2 spaces down to here, he'd be in a huge clump of people. Well, let's try it anyway. We can hope that we don't draw one of those effects, and Fatima can discard the first one she draws at least. So for 1 action, I'll move this guy 2 spaces down the stairs to that other room. And I guess Fatima will follow him for her final action. Although, I guess that's not really worth it, because even if he's not hidden on her turn, he'll definitely be hidden after Ian's turn. So Ian could be the one to come down and get him. But for now, I'll go ahead and do it anyway. So there we go. She's going to draw her Mythos card. She can put the first one she draws in the bottom. Oh. Move each cultist and deep one 1 space toward you. Then each cultist and deep one in a space without an investigator kills a face-down ball-goer in their space. Okay. I think we can survive that. So she won't shuffle that to the bottom. So the deep ones are all up here. So this guy's going to run in here, and he will kill a ball-goer, which I don't really mind, because this time he's not turning them into a cultist. This guy will come from the waterfront down to there. And that's actually it, because there are no cultists on the board yet. So that's great. This guy's still hidden for now. Finally, Fatima is on a safe space, so she gets a discovery card. Crystal Ball. Of course they were doing a seance here. You may take 2 stress to claim it, or get ensorcelled. So let's see. You may take 2 stress to turn over up to 2 face-down ball-goers tokens in any space on the board. Oh, keep any revealed sorcerer's face up and turn back any dancer's face down. This is awesome. I'm definitely going to get that. Now she is out of stress after claiming it, but she can take a rest action, and that doesn't cost an action, so she can just kind of spot people all over the place. All right, no end of turn effects. We go right to Ian's turn. He's got a deep one on him. He's got 3 life, and if that deep one wounds him, it spawns another deep one from his blood, I guess. So I'd really love to kill this guy and then maybe run over and move the sorcerer, because if I can get him to this space over here, then first of all, he'll be almost to the waterfront where he needs to be, but then secondly, he'll be away from any party goers, so won't be able to get confused about who's who. I do want to fight first. I need 3 successes, and unfortunately my little hit to everyone in my space to divide the damage up ability doesn't help here. I just need to get 3. But I've got all my stress back, so that should help. Ooh, not too much. Okay, so first reroll. Yes. Second reroll. Yes, awesome. We can kill this guy without any insanity loss. Does take us down to there, but still a decent amount of stress in case we need to get a good item from the discovery deck. All right, and then it's a little bit of a waste, but he will run, and then he'll move this guy up here where there are no other party goers to make sure we know where the sorcerer is. All right, Ian, nicely done. Let's see what the Mythos card does for us. All right, so it is going to, unfortunately, activate Cthulhu at the end of the round. But first, let's see. Shuffle all discarded ballgoer tokens and place them face down in the ballroom. What? Then move all face-down ballgoer tokens 1 space toward the ballroom. So I guess they didn't get as concerned about the alarm and the monsters as we thought. Then turn face-down any sorcerers in spaces with face-down ballgoers. Okay, but they will not. The sorcerer we found will not move because he's not a face-down ballgoer. So only the face-down ones are going to move 1 space. And then, so we aren't going to shuffle anybody. So that's not too bad. So we take the 3 people who are killed, but it doesn't say to shuffle them. So I'm just going to kind of put them, hey, you're the old crew. You're the new crew, and that way we'll know who's who. Then all the face-down people are going to run toward the ballroom. These guys will come down here. They'll end up right here. They'll go into the ballroom, and these guys will continue their run away from the monster. A lot of guys all congregating in the middle. I guess that's good. Before we advance Cthulhu and all that fun, since Ian is on a safe space, he's going to get a discovery card. Okay, for 2 stress, I may claim a monkey. While I have it, I gain 1 level in stealth. So a lot of allies will actually give you basic levels in some of the skills. So in Stealth's case, when I run, I can leave 1 enemy behind me. So that's a pretty decent ability. And I don't want to become ensorcelled, so let's go ahead and do it. I'm a war veteran in a suit of armor, carrying around a monkey. Awesome. But I am totally out of stealth at this point. All right, now we see that there are 3 of these icons in the Mythos discard pile, so we're actually going to shuffle all these cards back together, but first we're going to do the advancement effects. So our man Cthulhu hops over, and it says, put a Relia token on your space. So since Ian's activating, it's his space. If there's already a token there, you put it on the nearest space that doesn't have one. You summon a cultist on each space, which means there's going to be 1 on where we are, and then the star spawn moves 1 toward you, or is summoned if he's already not already on the board. So here comes our friend. Luckily, he's pretty far out of the way for now. We do get a Relia token here. There's going to have a lot of nasty effects with Cthulhu, and a little cultist shows up to say hi. And don't forget, this special effect for the episode. Turn face down any sorcerers in spaces with face down ballgoers, then shuffle all face down ballgoer tokens in each of those spaces. Does not affect us because we got that sorcerer out of there. All right, so we're back to Fatima's turn, and she can defeat this cultist. She's got pretty free reign to find some people here, and they're all within 2 spaces of being near the waterfront and away from where someone could hide who they are. So let's do an attack first, where she can use a star result. There we go. Awesome. No tentacles at all. So bye-bye, cultist. For second action, I guess she'll check these 2. Hey, there we go. Hello, friend. For her third action, she'll send him 1, 2 out of harm's way to join his buddy. Let's see. I guess she wants to use her free move to get to the ballroom with everybody else. Don't want to be on the Relia token if I can help it, and then also don't want to be on Ian's space in case my attack goes off or his insanity goes off. Now she draws a Mythos card from the freshly shuffled deck. Sleeper Awakens. If there are 2 or more Relia spaces adjacent to each other, at the end of a turn, advance Cthulhu on the track as if there were 3 things in the discard pile. So darn, this is kind of unfortunate because this card is great. It's doing literally nothing, but that's going to leave her with 0 stress. I was hoping to use her Read the Omens ability to move the card to the bottom and have 2 stress for whatever the discovery card is, but it seems like a really bad idea to do that when I got a card that does literally nothing. So she'll just suffer through this. King Cobra. So for 2 stress, she could have gotten it. Oh man. Free die every time she attacks a monster or a cultist, but instead she is ensorcelled. So she has to choose a space with any face-up sorcerers and any face-down. There aren't any. So she just has the ensorcelled condition, but again, that might affect her negatively. You know, I forgot about her crystal ball. I probably could have done something resting and then using 2 stress to check out cultists. All right, so I'll definitely remember that for next turn. Meanwhile, it's Ian's go. Let's see what he can find. So his first action. Okay, nobody. So there's 2 up the stairs, and then there's a ton in the ballroom. Well, let's try to eliminate the stair people first, I think. So he'll run for his second action. Up here with a friendly star spawn. Now, I could flip these guys now, but Ian is down to 0 stress, so I don't want to make the same mistake I made with Fatima. I think I'm going to rest before I do anything. So final action will put me back up there. Let's see what Mythos card I get. Astral Promise. Move the nearest cultist to your space, and either add a Rely token to your space, or lose 2 sanity. So there is no cultist to move. That part's nice. A Rely space here would count as adjacent to the other one, and you already saw that could have some negative effects, so I guess I'll just take the 2 sanity. That's okay. We're actually pretty low on sanity so far. Okay, so we get to discover a card, and he has the stress, hopefully, to use it. Animal Tamer. I'm trying to collect my animals. Perhaps you'll help. Doesn't seem to be a question. 2 stress to claim him, or get ensorcelled. You may take 1 stress instead of 2 whenever you claim an animal. Well, I guess that's kind of decent, even though I already got a monkey. So we'll grab the Animal Tamer. At the very least, he can take 1 damage for me in the future. All right, Fatima's going to be a little bit smarter this time. She's going to rest for 3 stress, and then use 2 of it to crystal ball 2 of the people. Now, she does have to flip them back down after looking at them, but that's not a big deal, because we don't have to mix where they are. So let's see. Okay, a dancer and a dancer. All right, so we'll put them over with our... I think these were the people we'd already seen. Probably should have paid attention to that. Okay, second action. Let's go ahead and rest, and then she'll do it again. We want to keep at least 2 stress, it seems, is the magic number here. All right, let's check. 1, okay. Good, there we go. It did say we keep the sorcerer's face up, so thank you. For her third action, she can send this one all the way to the waterfront, which is where we need to get all 4 of them to actually trigger the end of this issue and get Cthulhu on the board. She does have a free run, but I don't know where to go. I don't want to go charge into the deep one. Probably, well, I guess there's only 2 left that could be here, so... There's only 4 sorcerers, so the last one has to either be here or up with Ian. So yeah, I think she'll just stay here for now and not use the free run. Mythos card. Rely Awakens. Okay, so that would be one of those. Each cultist currently on a Rely space moves 2 spaces towards you. That would do nothing, but then it would summon 2 cultists. So I think I'll use her ability this time, because I would love to go back up to full stress and draw a different card. Thing that should not be. Cthulhu is on the board, each investigator loses 1 sanity. If Cthulhu is on the track, each investigator takes 2 stress, and if they can't take the stress, they take a wound instead. So she's right back where she started, but now we don't have one of those icons to make Cthulhu advance. Ian, meanwhile, has to take 1 damage for the extra stress. He could put it on the Animal Tamer or the Monkey, but that doesn't seem worth it. All right, Fatima, what are you going to discover? Champagne holder. Champagne is still cold. Someone has left an unopened vial next to it. You can get the champagne or the venom. Champagne, you may discard this card to heal all your stress and discard all your ensorcelled condition cards. She does have one, so that seems decent. Or Venom, when attacking, you may discard this card before rolling to gain 3. I'd rather have the champagne, because we can attack all the time. Alright, so Ian's up here with these guys. And once again, he doesn't have enough stress to do much. But okay, let's use our first action to investigate. Oh! So that's our last sorcerer, which means that we know he's not with the huge crowd in the ballroom. Alright, so for his second action, he will send this guy into the ballroom. Now we really don't want to get an effect that mixes them up. And for his third action, I think he'll rest to, again, take advantage of the discovery card. Alright, Mythos card, don't destroy us. Hunting Horror. Okay, so we do have one of those. Each Hunting Horror moves 2 spaces toward you, dealing 1 wound to any investigation spaces they enter. Uh-oh. And then we summon another Hunting Horror on yellow? Jeez. So Hunting Horror is over here. He'll charge through here and then into Ian's space. It does deal a wound to Ian, but sadly his Vengeance Obsession is only when he's attacked. I would say this is an extra effect causing the damage. And there's only 2 Hunting Horrors possible, but another one's popping up down here. Pretty far away this time, though. Now, the worst part of it, though, is that now he's going to attack me again instead of me drawing a discovery card for 3 dice. I'm down to only 3 life left, so if this goes poorly, I might need to either kill my monkey or animal tamer or use some stress to reroll. Let's see how it go. Oh, gosh. So those are damage for him. Let's see. I guess if I'm going to rest anyway, it doesn't really matter. So, yeah, okay, we'll just let it go. And he is going to take... so I heal 1 stress and I deal 1 wound to him. He's got 4 overall, so I only need to deal 3 more. If he survives an attack, I lose 1 additional sanity. So I want to kill him in 1 go if I can. All right, let's take care of Fatima first. So for her first action, she'll send that guy to where he needs to be. She'll do a free run into here, and I guess she'll try to kill that deep one. She's got 3 life, and she can turn a star into a success. She's got 2 stress left, but maybe she should just use her third action to attack him again, and then she can move the sorcerer's next turn. Yeah, I don't love my odds of using both my rerolls anyway. So let's deal 1 to this guy, and third action, we'll try again. Okay, it's not enough. Let's use 1 stress. I'm actually going to keep the tentacle, because I do need to eventually level up to actually fight this guy. Crap. All right, final stress to reroll. Come on. Yes. All right, so I did defeat this guy barely. And I took 1 sanity, so still pretty far from the next level. You know, before I draw my Mythos card and my Discovery card, let's go ahead and use the Champagne from earlier. It'll give me back all of my stress, and I'll get rid of my Ensorcelled card, because both of those could be bad things, depending on what card I draw. All right, now I shall draw a Mythos card. Sacrifice. Move each cultist in Deep One space toward you. There aren't any on the board. Then each cultist in Deep One into space without an investigator kills a face down. But I mean, that's awesome. Heck yes, we'll keep that. She's definitely not going to use her ability this time. All right, definitely getting some luck with the Mythos cards. Don't mind that. Let's see the Discovery card. Wife. She seems distraught or furious. The pistol she's carrying doesn't help. If you have the couple as a companion, discard them. Well, we don't. Otherwise, you can take 2 stress to claim her, or 2 stress to claim the pistol. Okay, so the wife, well, we have her regain 1 level in Brawling. That would give us a +1 green die to attacking in our same space. Or the pistol would give us +1 green die while attacking. We don't have the marksman skill. So I guess either way, this is +1 when attacking. So, yeah, I guess the wife can take a damage. I'd rather have that. So I'll go ahead and take the wife. And now Fatima's as good at brawling as Ian. Well, almost. He's got level 2. And speaking of Ian, I forgot. The monkey's giving him 1 level of stealth, so he could just run straight out of here and ignore this guy. But I'd kind of like us to get more insane, so let's go ahead and kill him so he doesn't mess with us while Cthulhu's on the board. Alright, so here we go. Okay. That'll get me insane for sure. But I would like to actually kill the guy, so let's use some rerolls here. Okay, we'll go with one of these first. That's 1. Okay, there we go. Another reroll. 2, awesome. I just need 1 more. Okay, so this is, oops, come back here. All right, now final reroll. Come on, yes. All right, so we defeat this guy, nice. And that does matter because Ian is going insane, but since he's alone with fear of crowds, he's going to go all the way back up to full stress. All right, let's see, brawling. I get 2 free rerolls when attacking someone in my space, or I can run for free, or I can hit more people. I think the 2 free rerolls are going to be key because I'm going to be fighting Cthulhu pretty soon. All right, so that was 1 action. We'll go up to our health being higher for a 2nd action. Finally, I guess I'll run over to the ballroom and near Fatima. I don't want to be near the star spawn or the other hunting horror. So yeah, that seems okay for now. All right, let's draw his Mythos card. 2nd one, Spooked. Each investigator takes 1 stress for each animal companion they have. For each stress they cannot take, they take 1 wound instead. Each investigator also loses 1 sanity for each ensorcelled condition they have, but we don't have any. All right, so Ian just has a monkey. And Fatima just has a gorilla, so pretty minor there. Speaking of Fatima, let's make this thing happen. So 1, 2 actions. All the sorcerers are there, which means we're disrupting the ritual. Let's see. Special rules say after the ritual is disrupted, remove all Balgar tokens from the board, ignoring any effects that would affect them from now on. So we are getting down to business. But now Cthulhu is going to spawn, so we're going to move his stage 1 card to the side. It's still in effect, though, so it'll still do all the things with its Relia tokens. So when revealed, summon Cthulhu into your space. Oh god. Each enemy in a Relia space moves 1 space toward you. There aren't any. At the end of each turn, put a Relia token in Cthulhu's space. If there's already a token there, put it in the near space that doesn't have one. He's got 12 life and hitting for a lot of damage. So Cthulhu's coming down. The space goes in his place. Hello, buddy. I didn't really want to be in your face right away. All right, for a final action, I guess she'll attack him, right? Ooh, that was not great. I don't mind the insanity. I'd actually like her to be at the next level of insanity. Should I use some stress to re-roll? Thing is, Cthulhu's about to attack me, so I should probably save it. So I will do 1 hit from her Arcane Mastery. We'll take 1 sanity, and we'll just stop there. So that's 1 out of Cthulhu's 12 for his first stage, or second stage. Then we have to do 3 and 4. Fatima is a bit closer to insanity. I'd actually like her to trigger, because then she'll do 2 damage to Cthulhu automatically. All right, now the Mythos card. Okay. So this would advance him, which would move the star spawn one. That's not a big deal. But it would place a rely token on my space and then summon 2 cultists to the board. But I mean, nothing else is really happening from it because it's all ballgoer stuff. So maybe she shouldn't use her ability. Well, now let's take a chance. Okay, so she'll recover 1 stress, so she's at max, and we'll flip something else. Each investigator in rely space suffers 1 sanity. None of us are, so I guess it wasn't really any worse. All right, we don't resolve those yet. We're going to go into the discovery phase, although in this case, Cthulhu's attacking her. He's got 2 black dice and 2 green dice for now. Now she is at full health, full stress, and as a gorilla to take some damage, so I think she'll be okay. I'd love to get 2 more insanity. There's 1 insanity. Plus 2 damage. Don't like that. See, it's a little goofy, but I'm actually going to use 1 reroll to try to get a tentacle on this die. Nope. Okay, let's try another one. I know this is silly, but I really want to trigger my ability and start hurting him more. Come on. All right, one more time. Okay. Now this seems kind of foolish. I only have 1. Oh, whatever. I'm using 1 more stress. Might as well go all in. Yes, hey, though. Great, he did more damage to me. All right, so now I'm just going to let him kill the gorilla, I think, since apparently there are cards that can hurt you when you have animals with you. But then I do advance, which means I trigger my psychotic outbreak and do 2 more damage to Cthulhu. And I get to advance 1. Let's go and do arcane mastery. Although, could bring somebody with me when I move. But now, Arcane Mastery, counting any number of stars as successes seems better. And if I get all the way up to the 4th level, then I can count any number of stars as 2 successes instead. Ooh, I forgot I had Brawling. I should have rolled 1 more green die in my attack against Cthulhu. That would not have counted because I already used a star and I hadn't leveled up yet. All right, now Cthulhu is going to advance, or in this case his generic token advances. Now we ignore the whole thing about the ball goers now, but he is going to put a rely token in the space, and then he's going to summon a cultist on each rely and move the star spawn 1 towards us. So this guy's still far out of the action where I like him. We do get a token here and some cultist friends in both spots. And then don't forget, at the end of each turn, we put a token in Cthulhu space, or if there's already one there, which there is, it's going to be the nearest space that doesn't have one. In this case, let's do the waterfront, since that's kind of further away from everything. All right, now it's Ian's turn. I wish he had that free run now. So he'll come in here for his first action, and then he'll attack twice. And he can spread his wounds evenly, so we can get rid of that cultist, probably. Okay, here's his first action. He's got 1 green from his sanity level now, plus his 1 from brawling. And don't forget, he has 2 free rerolls for each of his attacks. All right. Okay, I like that. Let's use our 2 free rerolls here, although I guess we could get insanity results. Oh my gosh! And it's 5 damage. So yeah, let's kill the cultist and do 3 more to Cthulhu. Puts him at 6 overall, so stage 2 is halfway done. Okay, for his final action, let's go again. Oh, nice. All right, 2 free rerolls. First free reroll, yes. And then should I reroll that? No, I mean, 1 sanity isn't going to hurt us at all. So, man, 5 more damage. Awesome job, Ian. So, unfortunately, that means that Cthulhu only has 1 damage left to go. But, ooh, if he hits Ian for at least 1 wound, Ian's Vengeance Obsession ability will trigger him and finish him off. That's great. First, we got to check our Mythos card. Oh, Hunting Horror. Come on. Okay, so each Hunting Horror moves 2 toward you. He's actually 2 far away, so that's not going to be too bad. But then we do summon another one on yellow, so that'll replace the one that I killed. So this one's going to run over here to join the cultist. We get a new buddy here. And he's getting attacked by Cthulhu, and he's already a little bit damaged. So just 1 damage would be great. Let's not do any more than that. Oof. Okay. So yeah, let's definitely re-roll. Got 3 stress, so do as much as we need to, I think. All right, so let's get rid of the one that had a sanity on it. Okay, I can take that. And let's do another one. I can take just 1 damage, I think. Awesome. No, that was not a hit. Okay, so we're taking 1 damage and 1 sanity. So sanity's getting a little bit closer. We do take 1 damage, but that triggers Vengeance Obsession. We get 1 stress back. And Cthulhu has taken 12 damage, so stage 2 comes off. It's also still in place. So we're still going to add tokens at the end of every turn. Now we get to stage 3. Room revealed. Move Cthulhu to the blue gate. Oh, God, that's past the star spawn. And each investigator in a rely space takes 1 wound and loses 1 sanity. Oh, we're both on 1. Then at the end of each turn, we're each going to lose 1 sanity as well? What the heck? And Cthulhu just pops over here, says bye-bye for now. Ian takes 1 sanity. Oh, and he's going to take another one at the end of the turn. That's going to mean he'll lose some stress from being on the same space as Fatima. He also takes 1 wound. Fatima takes her first wound. And her sanity's still looking pretty good. All right, so now we get to end of turn effects. So a rely token's going to go in Cthulhu's space, which is going to work out this time. And then we're going to each take 1 sanity. All right, so Ian sadly does go here. So his fear of crowds, 1 stress for every other figure. There's just 1, so he'll go down 1 stress. But he does level up. I don't think the actual hitting everybody in his space is going to be too useful. Let's go ahead and give him a free run like Fatima. And she's a little bit closer to that. Oh, wonderful. Look at all the friends in our way of getting back to Cthulhu. I think Fatima's going to get some stress back before she runs in there. Got my psychotic outbreak pretty close to triggering. All right, so she'll move 1, 2. There's her free run. She could go all the way up to the star spawn. That seems like a bad idea. You know, she can at least go 3 to here and bring these guys with her and not be on a Relia space in case something bad happens from that. So she's still got 2 actions left. I'd love to kill the hunting horror first. So she's like Ian, 2 green dice now. 1 from her brawling, from the wife, and 1 from her sanity. Not rolling as well as him though, although this counts. So that's 3 damage. She just needs 1 more. She's got up to 3 rerolls, so let's go and do 1. Not going to keep the sanity now that Cthulhu's doing 1 every turn. Bam! This guy is bye-bye. And hey, let's go again against the cultist right here for our final action. I got the hits. That'd actually be 4. Yeah, I'll save her 2 stress for a discovery card and just take 1 sanity. So that means at the end of the round, she is going to go insane. Oh, but she'll run up to the star spawn right next to her and do 2 damage automatically. And that'll be at the end of the round, which will mean after he has a chance to attack her. So that's fine. And she is down 2 stress, so I'd love to skip a Mythos card. Sleeper Awakens. Yeah, they're definitely 2 Rely spaces, so yes. Let's go ahead and skip that and heal her 2 stress. Instead, oh crud. So star spawn is on the board. Each investigator in the space loses 2 sanity. Then it moves 2 spaces toward you. No, it's going to attack me. Maybe that was not a good one to skip. So he's charging in. No discovery card for me. Let's see. When attacking or being attacked on a Relia space, add 2 sanity to the result. I'm not, so he's just 3 black dice, 7 life. Come on, get some misses. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's spend 3 stress re-rolling all 3 of those, I think. Okay, that's not great. All right, I'm going to re-roll 1 of the damage ones because the insanity is going to happen regardless, but okay, there we go. So it takes 1 damage. All the insanity doesn't matter. She's just going to stop right there. She will do a psychotic outbreak. That'll do 2 damage on the star spawn out of its 7. And then let's keep working toward arcane mastery. So now each time she gets an elder sign, she heals 1 stress in addition to it being a success. Okay, end of a turn. Cthulhu adds a little token all the way up here. We both lose a sanity. It is getting us closer to a 2nd bonus die. That's not too bad. All right, Ian is up, and oh my gosh, looks like he needs a little bit of resting. So we'll do 1 rest. Oh gosh, I don't want to rest twice. It's pretty much my entire turn. Yeah, so let's stop there and use his free run. I'll go 1, 2, 3. Joy and Fatima. I guess he can stop there because he doesn't want to get that automatic sanity loss from being on the star spawn space. Here's the problem, though. If he kills the star spawn, it's just going to pop up probably in a second where Cthulhu is anyway. Well, if I do kill him, I guess he could use his stealth to run in on a future turn, grab Cthulhu, and pull him back out. But he could do that now, I guess. He could use his stealth here, and then for his 2nd action, go 1, 2, 3, 4, get Cthulhu here, and then start attacking Cthulhu and take a hit from him. You know what? Let's actually do that, and then Fatima can try to finish off the star spawn, and he'll be out of position. So his final action, he's attacking Cthulhu. He's still here with his dice. He's got 2 free rerolls. Ooh, not bad at all. Should I do the rerolls? Let's see. Right now he's 2 sanity away, so he's probably going to get triggered anyway. Let's go ahead. Okay, that's 1 free reroll, and okay. So it puts him 1 away, which means he'll almost certainly be triggered in a moment. He has done 4 out of 12 damage on Cthulhu, not bad. All right, let's see. Oh man, we are going to activate him. So I guess it's good we didn't kill the star spawn yet. Each cultist currently on a Rely space moves 2 spaces toward you. There are no cultists, but then we summon them at yellow and blue. Blue's right near us. Getting a little crowded up here. The other one there is all the way down with the hunting horror super far away. Now, before we activate anything, we go to our regular Discover or Fight phase, so Cthulhu's going to attack me. I note that stage 2 has an extra green icon, so now he's going to roll 3 green dice and 2 black dice. Come on, Ian, don't die. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, the insanity is going to take him to where he would have been anyway, so he'll just take 1 wound, which will trigger his ability. I'm fine with that. Right, so let's see. He goes here. He's going to lose 1 stress because he's in a space with Cthulhu, but then his Vengeance Obsession, he'll regain 1 stress and deal 1 damage to Cthulhu. But he is down 1 life, of course. All right, let's see. When I attack figures in my space, deal the full wounds to each target. I guess that's better, just in case we get kind of swarmed, or if I want to pull Cthulhu like into a space with the star spawn or whatever. And now he's got 2 green dice added. That's great if we can survive long enough. We do have to activate Cthulhu. Man, that's 3 in a row, unfortunately. This thing is not even close to finishing us off. But here's the real problem. It just became Cultist City, so good thing he got that brawling upgrade. 1 cultist in every Relia space. I'll just show you the ones near us, but there's a lot of them. And the star spawn moves toward me. Lovely. Then at the end of the turn, we got to put another one of these tokens down, and we each lose 1 sanity. So there she is. Jeez. And yeah, Ian's not going to survive many more turns. Well, now I really wish that Fatima was the one with the with the brawling skill, but she doesn't have it. Since she's unengaged for the moment, I think I'll rest. Let's get her, yeah, like that. And for her free run, she's actually going to pull them into the space without Relia tokens, because they'll all follow her when she moves back. That way we won't get hit with the extra stuff from the star spawn. Question is, with her, do I just attack Cthulhu? Because, yeah, I mean, I think Ian can hit all of them at once. So let's keep our eye on the prize and try to take him down. He only needs 7 more to go out. Okay, so her second action, we want some stars, because they'll heal stress for us as well. Come on. Okay, well, I'll definitely take that. That'll drive her insane. Oh, but that will have her do 2 damage to everybody, which will kill the cultist and get the star spawn more damage. So, yeah, let's keep it. In fact, oh my gosh, that's 5 damage plus 2. That'll defeat Cthulhu, who'll go right into the next stage. Let's definitely keep that. First, we apply the 5 damage. That puts him at 10 overall. Then we'll go and do the stress. She's got a ton of green dice now, and she's still got 1 action left. Psychotic Outbreak will kill this guy. We'll put the star spawn at 4 damage out of 7. And most importantly, we'll finish damaging Cthulhu for this stage. So here we go, final stage. Move Cthulhu to the starting space. Each investigator must discard all item and companion cards and may take 1 wound for each card they wish to keep. Jeez. So he dips out all the way back to the beginning. Question is, do I want to... Now, I'm going to take a wound to keep the wife, because she gives me a wound anyway, and I like the brawling, but I'll certainly let the crystal ball go away. As for Ian, I don't think I really need the monkey. I'm going to try to kill people now. With his brawling, he can smash everybody anyway. I'll definitely let the animal tamer go as well. So the only thing he'll take a damage for is the ancient armor, because that's going to cancel way more than 1 damage. And then Fatima doesn't have to think hard. She's going to double all her star rolls. Heck yes. And her final action for the turn, let's kill this star spawn before he attacks her. So now with the brawling bonus, we have 3 green dice. Let's get some stars on them. Come on. Okay, so that is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. The 1 sanity she can definitely take. She's still a little bit ways from triggering again. But yeah, she'll totally kill him, and she'll recover 2 stress. Amazing. That puts her right up to here. And our friend is gone, though I'm sure he'll show up again soon. All right, our Mythos card, and no need to skip it if it's not too bad. Deep 1. The nearest deep 1 moves 2 spaces toward you. There are no deep ones, so yes, I'll just let this stay because the red space is way out of the way of everything. Oh, and she actually gets a discovery card. That's interesting. Socialite. I've always said, if you want to learn about a culture, spend a night drinking with it. Say, got anything to drink on you? You may claim the sword cane. 1 free reroll when attacking a target in your space. If you have the flask or the champagne, you may discard 1 of them to claim the socialite instead. Well, I threw away the champagne. Okay, so I'm just going to get the sword cane, but hey, a free reroll for attacks against Cthulhu, I'm all about that. All right, so we're still losing 1 sanity at the end of every turn. We're still putting a Relia token on every turn. And now, if we have to place a Relia token and can't, each of us loses 2 sanity. We're not quite there yet. We have 2 of them left. We're about to put 1 on Cthulhu's space. But Ian is right next to some death time. And Fatima's in the exact same place. But hey, we don't care. It's time to smash some heads. All right, so Ian is going to run. This is free run, so that's 1, 2, 3. He'll pick up a cultist along the way. And oh my gosh, just monsters falling all over the place. Hunting horror, cultists, you're not in this fight. You know what, actually, let's say before he did that, let's use his first action to heal some. I care more about the healing, yeah, so let's go and do that. Wait, no, I'm not going to do that. I got the armor. I'm going to stick with where I am. All right, so that'll be 3 turns to attack Cthulhu. I've got 1, 2, yeah, I've got the same 3 dice. If I gain 1 more sanity, I'll have 4 green dice. And my hit hits everybody, and I get 2 free rerolls. So the cultist should just be paced very easily. All right, boom! Okay, not bad, not bad. I do wish... Uh-oh. There's some insanity. Yeah, I'm certainly going to go. I wish that I had Arcane Mastery to use that, but I don't. And I've got my 2 rerolls. So first, let's see if I... Yeah, I don't want that yet, because I don't want to trigger my insanity. Awesome. Okay, and then my other free reroll, because that one's safe. Okay, we'll stop there. I've got 1 stress left, but I'll save it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. So that, of course, wipes out the cultist, but Cthulhu takes 4 as well. All right, attack number 2. We are not letting up. Okay, All right, so it's going to be hard to get rid of the tentacles this time. Well, we'll just let them go. But we'll re-roll this one, try to get a hit. There we go, and our other free reroll. Oh my gosh, yes. And we only got 1 stress left. We're going to lose it anyway when our insanity triggers, since we're in a space with Cthulhu. So let's go and use it for that. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's only got 2 life left. Yeah, I think Cthulhu is not long for this world. I know Ian does trigger that, so he loses that. I guess we'll go ahead and pump up Vengeance Obsession again. Yeah, now is for his final attack before he is driven insane for sure. He's got 4 green dice. And don't forget, even if he did die without Cthulhu being dead, we wouldn't lose at this point, because once Cthulhu is vulnerable, you keep playing until everyone is dead. I mean, it's got to be enough, right? Let's just re-roll for some hits. Did I just knock that away from a hit? Well, it doesn't matter. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom! And yeah, I didn't even get fully driven insane. I'm still barely alive. So Cthulhu's final stage is shattered. He is destroyed. Got some luck early in the game there, but very happy to have won this one. It's a pretty tough game. Yeah, and we killed Cthulhu without even needing to smash a ship into him like the original story. So there you go. That is Cthulhu Death May Die from Cool Mini or Not Games. Check out my review if you want to see my thoughts on it, and we'll see you at the next stop.